Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to walk through YNAB accounts versus categories. I see tons and tons of questions around accounts, categories, matching, not matching. So I thought I'd take a little bit of an old school way to look at them, showing you using Monopoly money and on how the money flows through. Sometimes people have a hard time seeing it digitally, so I thought I'd do this and we'll see if it works for you. So let's jump right into it. This is a simulation of what you see in YNAB. That's going very low tech, but I hope it'll help you see it. The first thing you do is you have on budget accounts. We're going to put a checking account. We're going to say that it has $1,300 in it. So we're going to put the cash into the account. So you'll see in YNAB $1,300. Now, this budget part is not connected to your categories, your budget on the other side. YNAB needs to connect them. The way that YNAB connects them is ready to assign. So simulating $1,300, same amount, plus $1,300 will be there. So YNAB does this in the background. Now I have to decide where I'm putting that $1,300. So I'm going to assign $100 or $1,000 to my rent. YNAB then takes $1,000 and moves it to my balance. And then I'm going to put $200 in my groceries. 1, 2, and I'm gonna put 100 in my gas. For my accountants or bookkeepers out there, you can think about this similar to a T account. I have $1,300 on my budget, and I have $1,300 in my categories. So the amount of cash I have is the amount I have for my categories. Now, I have my Christmas and emergency fund here. A lot of times, pre-YNAB, you use your account to track this. So let's look at that. Ta-da! I've added a savings account. Let's say in this savings account, I have $600. Again, $600. Am I ready to assign? $600. So I will plus 600, 1,900. Now these numbers will go on in the background so you won't see all of the individual transactions, but YNAB does show you what comprises the amount of money that flowed through there. Now, let's say for Christmas, I'm going to put $100 there and $500 to my emergency fund. So I take them, 100 and my 500. So now, great, 600, 600, but again, 1,900 total, $1,900 total in my balance available. Next up we're gonna do is we're gonna say we got more money coming into our budget. So let's say we got paid and we got plus $800, which will give me $2,100. So now my checking account, $2,100. See all that little cash there? Now, it's gonna go to RTA as a temporary holder. So there's my plus 800, which will give me 2,700. Ooh, let's make sure my envelope doesn't fall. 800 as a temporary holder until I decide where I'm going to put all that money. So let's say I'm going to add another 200 to groceries, and I'm going to add another 100, and I'm going to add another 100, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put the last $400 in my emergency fund. The other thing is you'll see a balance of 1,000 400, 200, 200, and 900. Again, 21 plus 6 is 2,700. 2,700, we saw we moved all of that cash over here, and it's going to end up with my balance being the same. But you can very quickly see where, if you were matching your savings to your categories, they're now out of whack. Because I only have $600 in my savings account, but I have $1,100 between these two categories. If you want to maintain categories to your accounts, which you do not have to, it actually makes it more difficult. You can do it. What you would need to do as a second step to move $500 out of here to here. So I've taken my money, assigned it, and now if I want to reflect, I have to minus 500, which will give me 16, and plus 500, which will give me the 1,100. Go in here and find one of my 500s. Done. Now my savings match these two. Easy peasy. All right, now what happens when I spend money? So let's say I spend money at the grocery store. I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take $100 out of here for groceries, take it out, spend it. But what happened at the same time is I classified that $100 here, and then I will take $100 out, leaving me $300. So whatever I'm doing to this side, I'm doing to this side. Remember, for those accountants out there? Everything remains balanced, because when you categorize this transaction, it moves it into the activity side of the house, which is different than when money's coming in and you're assigning it. Let's say your rent increased by $100. So I need $1,100. Well, I've assigned everything. I have no money up here. So I have to move money between my categories, just like I move money between my envelopes. Common term, YNAB, is whack-a-mole, W-A-M. You're whacking the moles, that game. So let's say we're going to take $100. So I'm going to minus 100, and I'm going to plus 100. I'm going to take 100, move it up there. So this will now show 100, and this will now show 1,100. Now, last cool little trick I'm going to show you. When people have money that will come in as a reimbursement, or they want to categorize it direct to, and it impacts their targets, which we haven't talked about yet, but I want to show you what happens if you categorize an inflow directly to the category instead of to inflow as RTA, ready to assign. So let's say somebody pays you $100 for their portion of groceries. You're sharing with somebody for groceries. Instead of assigning it to inflow, which would then go to RTA, and then you could assign it, you've assigned it directly to groceries. It skips this step, and it actually comes in here as a plus 100 on your assigned, because it's basically negative spending, which means it's increasing. That will bring your money in here, and now you will see $400. And that is the magic of how money flows in YNAB. And there you have it, folks. That is my basic layout of how YNAB works to connect those accounts and categories. Remember, it's the same money, just two different views. And we'll walk through in the future videos how it works for high yield savings, how you need to look at that. You know, you don't need to match accounts to your categories. But as we go through, we'll look at it in a little bit more detail. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.